review is on one of my favorites, Marcus Aurelius' Meditations. This is the Matthew Staniforth translation. You know, that wasn't really the title of it, because this collection of thoughts was supposed to be a journal, a place where he could record his musings or considerations, stuff he wanted to think about. And I've often wondered, what do you think he would think of all these people, all these years later, still using his thoughts and moments of reflection, learning, to guide their own learning? I'd like to think he'd be pleased, but I suspect he might also be a little puzzled. After all, it was never written for other people to read. I've read it several times. You post-its, who knew? But these are my favorites. The first is when he wrote that a man does not sin by commission only, but often by omission. The second one of my favorites is waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Observe carefully what guides the actions of the wise, and what they shun or seek. We do talk a lot about what it is that we do, or upon reflection we think, what version of me was that? Because that was not my best version of me. It was not the most ethical version of me. And sometimes it's the very choice to omit slightly deeper thinking that can get us into trouble. Now, in the project leadership role, I would say that it might be worth thinking about when we think to ourselves, okay, look, I don't have the time for that stuff. Kim, you're asking me to do essentially a couple of jobs all at the same time, and I barely have time to do the one that I get paid for. That's project management. But that's not project leadership. So what you choose not to do, well, perhaps sin is a strong word for it. The phrase I like to say, it's a sin and a shame. Because you're missing the opportunity to do really great things with other people, and sometimes for other people. And that's a damn shame. Many of our videos talk about the power of leading by example. And that's often what I think about. When I find the one, waste no more time arguing what a good man should be one. So waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be one. I believe is a great reflection on two things. One is leading by example, because what you do is always going to speak more loudly than what you say. Lead by example. Be the kind of person that you would like to follow. Be the kind of person whose ethics and philosophical truths shine out of every single act. Much more powerful than any kind of lecture or argument. And last but not least, what I call the ode to mentorship. Observe carefully the actions of the wise, what they shun or seek. It's kind of a combination between ode to mentorship and a repeat of the previous saying, which is about leading by example. Allow yourself to be led by the examples of the wise. In many ways, you've probably already been doing this. When there's someone in your life, someone perhaps even in your childhood, that you admire, that you want to live up to, it's aspirational. It's also a little bit reinforcing, because one of the things I love most about it is it suggests that he felt he was probably capable of figuring out who was wise. Some days I think I do okay on that. Other days, honestly, I get a little confused. He never stopped recording, thinking, contemplating, and examining. You could do worse. If you just want to think of him as one of the wise, this also gives you a wonderful opportunity to reflect on some of your perspectives. Not a bad way to spend an afternoon. This book review was brought to you by the Leadership Driven Project Management Academy. I'm Kimi Hirotsuzinski. Thanks for joining me and letting me share one of my favorite books.